Hello, good afternoon. This is week 3 of Thank Goodness for the Virus. So, if you haven't seen one of these videos already, this is me and Elise. I'm Susie Ramroop. I'm a transformational coach, and I think it's really important in this time to maintain perspective and, in fact, not just survive, but find the things that have only happened now because of the virus. And there's so many new opportunities being afforded to us right now. And every Friday, Elise, who's 8, and I capture these things and we put them in this lovely jar that you've now decorated. Look, this is probably going to be back to front, isn't it? Yeah, look, be happy. But all the things in here, pom poms, all the things in here are just 2 weeks worth of things that we've done that are new, mainly, aren't they? They've become available to us because of the virus. So we're going to read out ours for this week. I think you've got fewer than me this week, so I'm going to do 2, and then you do 1. Yeah. So I have restarted 80-Day Obsession, which is an exercise program that I did online probably about a year and a half ago. And it completely transformed my body shape. And, slowly, for whatever reason, I have not even intentionally, but I think since the change in conditions in the UK and the lockdown, etc., and various other things that have happened, more traveling, more dining out, I have put on about £7, and I hadn't even really noticed, or I noticed, but I didn't care about it that much to stop enjoying myself. So now that I'm on lockdown and we literally couldn't get a lot of food for quite a while, and I got really creative in the kitchen. So I've restarted 80-Day Obsession. It is, as it sounds, 80 days of obsessively committed exercise, and I've already done 5 days straight, which I'm pretty proud of. Woo! The next one I've got is that one of my big goals for this year was to speak at the Grace Hopper celebration. The deadline for that was last Wednesday, and quite honestly, we had so much going on. We were so busy enjoying ourselves for this jar that I wasn't in the right frame of mind to do the work, and I wasn't that passionate about it in that moment, and I decided I wasn't going to go for it. I could wait until next year. And then call it divine intervention, there was an extension. So I have now applied to speak at it, and I met the deadline with time to spare. You want to do one? Speak nice and loud.
I watched Wind in the Willows online. So it was about animals in a forest, I think, and there was a rat called Ratty, and
it's very imaginative naming, isn't it?
Yeah, he found a mole called Moley walking
Ratty and Moley
walking along the riverbank, and they became friends. But there was this other animal. There was a baddie called Toad.
Was he a toad?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I can't remember what he wanted.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember who produced that, but there's tons of these productions online at the moment. Wind in the Willows. It's only short, isn't it? Half an hour? Really, really good.
No, it was an hour.
Oh, it was an hour, that one. Okay. This isn't really anything to achieve specifically, but it's the fact that I had okay, I better put my glasses back on. I had rum with lime. Because there's no wine in the house. This is quite strategic on my part. There's no wine in the house. There's no port in the house. There's nothing in the house basically that I could have that was sort of like a treat. And I thought, I know, I've got fresh limes, I've got rum, I'm half Caribbean. I'm just going to try it. Wouldn't do it again. Not even sure it deserves a place in the jar, to be honest. But we'll stick it in there and here. I got one more. I went clubbing with DJ Spoonie, one of my favourite DJs, last weekend. He's doing sets on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. He's brilliant. Fond memories of him when I used to go to my boyfriend's parents' house back in the day when I was like in my 20s. And we used to do the drive back from Worcester every Sunday listening to DJ Spoonie. Love a bit of Spoonie.
I watched Maddie and Greg Let's Go Live for my science lesson yesterday and Wednesday.
What was your favourite bit of Maddie?
Mm,
You liked the one yesterday most, didn't you?
Can't remember what they showed you yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, I liked it.
I started reading Becoming. I've been reading Becoming for a very long time. What I mean by that is the book has been in the house, but I've actually started reading it now and I'm really enjoying it. And that's just using this technique that I used to write my book, actually, which is just, you know what, I've got 15 minutes, I'm going to do a bit. I've got another 15 minutes, let me do a bit. And so I've been really enjoying that. I've also read an entire book called The Power of You by Hannah Power, a really good book about personal brand. Now, it's really designed, I think, for sort of people starting out in entrepreneurship. But for me, I really enjoyed the bit about, she's quite a lot younger than me. So I really enjoyed the bit about, new tools in the marketplace, how she's using those tools, how she's using her team. I always really have to put quite a lot of thought into how I'm going to use support staff. But she's totally nailed that. So that was really good. That was my yesterday highlight, which I wouldn't have had time to do otherwise. I haven't really got time now, but I made time.
I did a Team of dance lesson on YouTube for the first time.
Yeah, and we've done it 3 times since, haven't we?
Yeah, we did The Greatest Showman, Tina Turner, and Wicked this morning.
Tina Turner is by far the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've been rolling quite a lot since then. It's a good workout as well, isn't it? We sweated.
No, I didn't. You did.
Okay, I sweated. Maybe I put more effort in. I think I did put more effort in. Anyway, I broke my record on Ghosts on the Michael Jackson Experience on the Wii, which I would never have. Careful. I would never even have bothered doing that song because I would normally have time to do one song and it would beatable on Thriller. But maybe next week I'll say I have. Do you want to do another one? Have you got one more?
I've only got one more. I watched a ballet on Saturday called Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah, so that was the Royal Opera House, I think, ballet. Again, available for free online. I'm going to do a post about all these free things online tomorrow. That I think if we do what I'm going to suggest tomorrow, it's going to make a massive difference in the world. My next 2 brilliant ones are just like the Grace Hopper conference, the Hay House writing competition also extended their deadline, which means I can, in fact, submit my pitch in time. I realised that to be able to write 10,000 words in 2 weeks was a big ask. And then I thought, what if it wasn't a big ask? What if it was actually quite straightforward? What if my writing habit is now so slick that actually I could do this quite well? And I have managed to write an entire proposal and a nearly 5,000 word sample chapter so far. So I have another sample chapter to write, and then boom, it's going. Do you reckon I'll win it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I will too. £5,000 advance.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I have to write another book, which I'm pretty much writing it now. It's fantastic. It's all about us, isn't it? Our coaching journey, and how actually, if an 8-year-old can do the things that I'm saying, then maybe it's more straightforward than you think. Final one, highly recommend this to everyone, and please donate to the National Theatre. I finally got to see James Corden doing One Man, Two Governors. So when I went to see this at the theatre, it was his understudy that was performing that day, and I've seen quite a lot of understudies and they're normally impeccable, and the problem is no one's James Corden. So I'd seen all those great reviews, and it was one of the final performances before he was about to move out of the West End. And I didn't get to see him, but last night I got to see him, and it's just so fun. It's so funny. It's really, really funny. Quite inappropriately, she watched it with me. But really, really good. If you have not seen One Man, even if you have seen One Man, Two Governors, watch it and just make a contribution to the equivalent of a ticket, a cheap theatre ticket, which is still a decent contribution to the National Theatre Live, because they are doing a cracking job of every Thursday night at 7 o'clock now sharing a play. I don't know what next one is, but this week, because it will expire, you have to see this one. Tell me what you think, if you've seen it before or if you're going to see it as a result of this. And that is our, I think, about 14 things we're grateful for because of the virus. So reframe this situation at the moment. If you're on lockdown, if you're sad that you're not able to see people, focus on all the things you can do now purely because of the lockdown, purely because of the virus. This is not for 1 minute to put aside the pain that people are experiencing, on the illness that people are experiencing, or the loss that people are experiencing. This is about trying to make the most of still being here and still having our health, and just savoring every moment of life. You know, for me, we do this every Friday anyway. As soon as Elise gets home from school on Friday, we write down the best thing that we made happen that week that fits our goals. And our goals are things like be braver, be kinder. And so it would be an action that we've taken that paid off the most that week. And it can be something small, it can be something huge, but we capture it every week. So between us, we have 100 things by the end of the year that we've both done. And this is just something that's really keeping us going, isn't it? And it's keeping us happy during this time when we could be choosing some much more negative emotions. So I hope that was fun. Let me know whether you're doing this. Share with me. I'd love to know what's in your jar, and we will see you next Friday. Say goodbye, Paco. Bye.
Bye. Bye.